Most of us focus on how to make more money, and that's important, but what's even more important is learning how to manage it. Earning 5 figures in a month sounds great, but if we don't budget, plan, or spend intentionally, that money can disappear really fast. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I'm spending, saving, and investing the $45,000 income from April to give you a transparent look into my financial decisions. These mindsets and strategy is what I've applied into my life since only making $2,700 a month at my full-time job. Hence, it's applicable regardless of how much income you make. Without further ado, let's dive straight into today's video. Let's go. What you see on screen right now is my Notion Finance Tracker, a tool I use to keep track of every single account's balances. So off the bat, once I open this up, I'm able to tell what my net worth is, my income for this month, in addition to that, the expenses, so I can easily tell how much am I saving every single month. When I'm out and about, when I spend, I can simply just double tap the back of my iPhone because it's integrated into Apple Shortcut, which reduces the friction of having to come into my computer, keying it at the end of the week. If you'd like to use the same one I do to manage your finances, it's available on my Ko-fi page. I'll link up above and down in the description box below. So for some context, in the month of April, I spent 10 days in Singapore before traveling to Japan and Thailand with my family, and in total, I spent a little under $4,000. Breaking it down from the smallest to the biggest, by going through them, you'll be able to tell how my spending habits are like. So coming in first is my meals with friends. I've met up with some secondary school friends in 2 separate occasions, and I spent $32.68. Meals in general is whenever I'm alone, and I spent a little under $100. If you're wondering why do I split my meal category with people who I have it with, it is intentionally done this way. Remember earlier I mentioned that every time at the start of the month, I will budget for each and every category. So let's say right now it's mid-June. I've budgeted $300 for my meals out with family, but I've only spent $10. This will tell me to go into my calendar, find pockets of time that I have, and arrange a meal out with my mum or my brother, for example. This is why I split it according to who I have it with, and it's called intentional spending. Moving on, there is the category of car and taxi where I spent a little over $100. This accounts for some cab rides that we took in Bangkok and to and fro from Changi Airport from our Japan trip. I also use my mum's car whenever and have my own cash card, which I've loaded $10 in the month of April. Next category is groceries. I do have a 1-year Nespresso subscription, as you can see over here, which ends in September. Every single month, I'm paying $70 for it. Above and beyond was on some fruits, conditioner, and yogurt. Others category, I paid for a deposit, signing up for a Korean language school, and also a transaction fee buying DBS Bank in the month of April. Gifts, $300 for my mum when we were in Japan, and meals with family was a little over $325. Shopping was $334.51. I bought 1 backpack and also some clothes from Uniqlo in Japan. I have a category for business expense as well, and even though I've been on a bit of a break, there are still ongoing expenses to keep my business running behind the scenes. This month, I renewed my website domain, which cost $30.28, and I also have a few costs related to content creation. I make sure to keep all of my receipts and track these expenses carefully for tax filing, even though it's not exactly the most exciting part about running a business. I have not officially set up a company yet, but when I do, I know I'll be using a service like Awesome, who are kindly sponsoring this segment of this video. Awesome is a digital assistant that handles everything from company incorporation to accounting, tax filing, and compliance. They take care of all the admin and paperwork so you can stay focused on what you do best, which is growing your business. If you're ready to take the next step to set up your own company, Awesome makes it super easy. I'll leave the link down in the description box below where you can use to get 16% off and get started the easy way. Fixed expenses came into a little over $400. This amount stays the same pretty much every single month, but I do know that Netflix is actually increasing their monthly subscription cost, so this category might go up by just a little bit. Personal care category, where I spent a little over $700, I renewed my facial package and signed an IPL package as well. For the travel category, it comprises of car rental in Hokkaido and some food expenses which I've shared amongst my siblings, and also the airport transfer for Japan, and some cash for Thailand. And this is all I have spent in the month of April, and after accounting for that, I'm left with $40,888.25. Now let's move on to investments. Bulk of April's income only got credited to me on the last few days of the month, so I haven't really had much of an opportunity to deploy into the stock markets. Besides my recurring investment, I've also made some one-off purchases. So all in all, I've invested $17,602.70. I've bought 3 times into the S&P 500, once into NASDAQ 100, and also some shares of DBS. I didn't get into DBS when the stock market tanked, but that's fine because I'm holding them for the long term anyway. So after deducting my investments, I'm left with $23,285.55. I do want to spend some of this amount, or rather I've already spent some of them. Number one, the first big purchase is actually switching out my windows because of the noise that I've been hearing lately, and also whenever I'm filming, it will really help if I change my sliding windows to the swing in and swing out kind. So that's $1,800. I've also switched out my work chair from an ErgoTune to a Secret Lab because of my spine. The lumbar support for the ErgoTune chair actually hurts my spine quite a bit, so that's why I switched it out to Secret Lab after heading down to their showroom and trying it out, and this cost $978. I've also bought a bed frame from Castlery. If you've seen the videos, you will notice that my bed is actually on the floor, and I've been sleeping on the floor using my mattress for the past 2018 until 2025, so that's about 8 years. Right now, I just wanted to put it on a bed frame to see whether it actually helps with my back. I've not switched out my mattress yet, but if I do, that's gonna cost me another $4,699, switching it out to a Temper mattress. I've tried it out at Takashimaya's showroom. It's honestly really comfortable, but it's a lot of money just on a mattress, but it's an investment for my spine anyway. So if I do spend all of that, it will cost a total of $8,326. It's also my parents' birthday in June, so some of this income will go towards that. I'm not going to be sharing it here because both of them watches my videos. But anyway, net after all of what I've mentioned, I'll be left with $14,959.55. I'm just waiting for market opportunities to deploy into the stock market. If you have not caught last week's video where I shared the lessons I've learned after experiencing something like what happened in April, and the plan that I have to deploy my liquid cash of about 70 over thousand right now. So this is the money mindsets that I have when it comes to how I spend, manage my income, etc. If you have any questions, as always, leave it down in the comment section below, or you can join my Telegram channel where I share a little bit more behind the scenes and some updates as and when. I hope this video helps one way or another. As usual, have a great week ahead, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.